My mom left me behind like I was an old piece of furniture. Didn't call, didn't visit, nothing. For 8 years. But now she's begging me to save the life of the child she had after me. Her real family. And I said something that shocked everyone. If you've ever been abandoned by someone who was supposed to love you unconditionally, and then watched them come crawling back when they needed something, hit that like button. Subscribe for more real-life revenge stories that are as emotionally raw as they are satisfying. Let's take it from the top. I was 5 when my parents split up. And honestly, thank God. They were toxic together. All I can remember from back then was screaming, slamming doors, and crying myself to sleep, wondering what I'd done wrong. When they divorced, my mom got custody. My dad had me on weekends and holidays. And for a couple of years, things were okay. Then came Dale. Dale wasn't abusive. He wasn't cruel. He just didn't give a damn about me. He was the type of guy who saw parenting as optional if the kid wasn't biologically his. You could tell he just wanted to play perfect husband to my mom, without the extra baggage that was me. They got married when I was 9. Shortly after, Dale got a job offer in another state. Instead of taking me with them or making sure I'd be okay, my mom did something I'll never forget. She left me behind. Not like we'll be back in a few weeks. No, she said she'd come back when things were settled. My dad and grandma stepped up immediately. They welcomed me with open arms, and I've lived with them ever since. But here's the kicker. I turned 17 this May, and she still hasn't come back. No visits, no holidays, no birthdays. Oh, she called occasionally, asked how school was going, maybe once or twice a year, like a distant aunt, not a mother. Meanwhile, she started a new family, had a baby with Dale. I've never met the kid, not once. And now that baby, my half-brother, is sick. Really sick. Turns out he needs some kind of transplant. Bone marrow or a kidney. I'm not even sure anymore because I mentally checked out the moment I heard why she called. She and Dale both got tested. Neither of them is a match. But I might be. So she calls me out of the blue, acting all sweet and apologetic, like nothing ever happened, like the past 8 years didn't exist. Like I'm still that 5-year-old boy who thought mommy hung the moon. She asked me to get tested, said it was life or death. Now here's where things get complicated. I've got a full athletic scholarship lined up for college this fall. I've worked my ass off to earn that. But donating, especially if it's a kidney, could take me out of the sport for good. No sports equals no scholarship. No scholarship equals no college. My dad told me the decision was mine. No pressure. And I thought about it. Seriously. I'm not cold-hearted. I don't want a kid to die. But I also can't ignore the fact that my mom abandoned me and only came back when she needed something. So I came up with a compromise. I told her I'd get tested, and if I was a match, I'd donate. But they had to pay for my college tuition. Not a mansion, not a sports car, just tuition. So I could focus on school and still have a future, even if I gave up my sport. Win-win, right? Wrong. They lost their minds. Said I was holding my brother's life hostage. Said I should do it because it's the right thing to do. That family helps family. You know, the same family that forgot I existed for nearly a decade. I said, if you cared so much about family, you wouldn't have left me. They didn't like that. Then came the guilt trip, the tears, the dramatic phone calls from extended relatives I haven't heard from in years. And that's when I snapped. I told them, word for word, I don't give a shit if your kid dies. Silence. You could hear a pin drop. My mom gasped. Dale called me a monster. Her family started texting me with messages like, how could you? And he's your brother. But here's the thing. Where were they when I was 10 and crying myself to sleep because my mom disappeared? Where were they when I made the honor roll and wanted to share it with someone who never came? Where were they when my dad worked 2 jobs to put food on the table and my grandma skipped buying her medication just to buy me new cleats? They weren't there. And now they think they get to lecture me about family? Hell, no. Here's what I know now. My mom doesn't actually care about me, only what I can give her new family. And when she realized I wouldn't cave, she started playing the victim. But guess what? I blocked every single person who tried to shame me. Every call, every text, every message from someone pretending they care. Gone. And for the first time in years, I feel free. Not because I hurt anyone, but because I finally stood up for myself. Sometimes people only show up when they need something. And when that happens, it's okay to protect your peace. You're not a villain for saying no to the people who said no to you when you needed them most. If this story hit you right in the gut, smash that like button and let us know in the comments. Have you ever had to stand your ground against family who only called when they needed you? And if you want more emotionally raw stories like this one, subscribe. We've got plenty more coming your way.